Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy H-Boss, and welcome back to my series From Zero to Mastery. In this series, I document my journey, learning a new game, going from being an absolute beginner to hopefully becoming very good at said game. And today we are back playing Melty Blood. Now I know it's been a while. It's been like over a month, and I apologize. Yeah, pretty much just because of Ramadan and midterms and stuff like that, I kind of stopped playing this game. I took a break. But my lectures as of today are over. I finished with my year 2 lectures, so I should have a lot more time to make videos and just start playing this game again. And so yeah, so more videos are coming soon, and I've also got some extra content that I've been working on. So just be on the lookout for that because yeah, that should be fire. In today's video, we're going to be taking a break from learning and studying the game, and we're going to be doing something a bit more fun. And so last month, or like over a month ago, I played in a tournament called Melty Madness, and I kind of hinted at this tournament earlier in the series. But basically, this was a beginner-friendly tournament that us over at the Queen Mary Video and Card Gaming Society decided to hold. And so basically, a lot of our community members, including myself, started playing Melty Blood around the same time. And so we just decided to hold a beginner-friendly tournament to not like to encourage new people to start playing the game, but also just to let our community members just have a fun tournament and just play Melty Blood. And yeah, so overall it was a pretty good turnout, and the tournament was pretty fire. I didn't really have much time to practice for the tournament because Ramadan just started like a few days before this tournament, and also a couple of days before this tournament we had a Smash tournament which I helped run. And so yeah, those two combined basically meant that I couldn't really spend much time practicing, or I didn't practice for this tournament at all. But overall I played pretty well. So this was a tournament right here, and if I go to the results page, as you can see, I came second, and so I'm pretty happy with second. I didn't really expect to get that far. And yeah, honestly, this was an amazing tournament. And the one thing it taught me, like my main takeaway is, after analyzing my gameplay, I did stuff that I really didn't expect myself to do. Mainly, I saw myself adapting mid-game. And I never even knew I could do that. Like, I've seen like a lot of like professional players adapt mid-game, but I don't think I've ever had to do that, or I don't think I've ever done that. And so just seeing that in this tournament kind of I don't know, it was a good feeling, and it made me realize that maybe I have it in me to become a good player. Like, before I kind of doubted it, but now I'm a bit more optimistic, I'm a bit more hopeful. And so yeah, I'm just gonna use that as extra fuel to try and get good at this game. And yeah, so that's kind of my main takeaway. But yeah, this tournament was definitely really fire. If I show you guys the bracket real quick, the only person I lost to was my good friend Doggy. So shout out to Doggy. Great guy and great Melty Blood player. And yeah, so he beat me in the semifinals, kicked me down to losers. Then I barely beat Burb, 3-2, which brought me back into grand finals, and I lost, unfortunately. And so yeah, in this video I'm basically going to be going over these 3 matches, because if I went through my other matches, this video would just be way too long. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and go through the matches and analyze the gameplay, and just talk about what I did well and what I didn't do well. Before we get into that, I wanted to shout out the our YouTube channel. So this is our YouTube channel, QMVCG. We only have 4 subscribers, so we got to get that number up. But yeah, as you can see from the thumbnail as well, your boy was hosting the tournament. So I was like commentating and running the tournament. Not entirely. And my good friend Omega, who's right here, so shout out to Omega. He was like running the tournament, but I was just commentating and streaming. But yeah, so my attention wasn't really fully on the tournament, in terms of like my performance. And also, you might be able to tell I had just woken up before the tournament started, so yeah, my brain was just not there. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into analyzing the matches. All right, so we're gonna get into the first match of the video, which was actually my third match of the tournament. So this is my first match against Dottie. Now, going into this match, in terms of like my mental, I was pretty I was in a good spirit because I had won my first two games, and so obviously I was just in high spirits. But I was also wary because I had played Dottie before, and I knew Dottie was a really good player. So at this time, like now he's gotten a lot better. Like he was already good, now he's like way better. So he's like now he's like crazy. But back then, the idea of beating him wasn't impossible, and so I was wary, but there was still I wasn't like hopeless. Like I knew that if I played really well, I could technically beat him, and so that was kind of like my mindset going into this match. But yeah, and so yeah, these are our characters. He obviously you guys know I play Full Moon Archetype Earth, uh, the yellow color, yellow Kirby, yellow Hime, yellow Ken. Always gotta rock the yellow colors. And then he was playing Full Moon Seifu. Now I don't know why they call Tono Akiha when she's wearing that outfit, the school outfit, but they call her Seifu. I don't know why. I think Seifu just means like schoolgirl in Japanese or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he was playing this character, and this character has this one really annoying loop, which we'll see in a second. And yeah, I need to definitely learn how to get past that because that was one thing that I really struggled with throughout this tournament. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the match. All right. What the hell was I doing? All right. Wait a second. Did I just EXDP off the rip? Okay, I think what I was trying to do was an EX Geyser, or like my EX Quarter Circle 4. So I don't think I was trying to DP at all, and that was just a dumb move, so I don't know why I did that. Alright, but yeah. Okay, I get the cross up with the elbow. And I wanna talk about that. I wanna talk about that. What just happened? So I crossed him up, and then he got out the corner really quick, and he flipped it so like obviously like when I crossed him up, I had the advantage, and then he quickly got out the corner and he just switched it up, and then all of a sudden he was the aggressor, and so he hit me, and he crosses me up, which is cool. That's one of like not all characters in this game can cross you up just from a dash, but this character can. So yeah, he dashes, and so he gets to the other side of me, so he crossed me up, and then he does this string of attacks, and this is like the one thing he's done over and over again, and he's just really good at it. So he hits me with some low attacks, he does that special, then he throws out this ring special, then he crosses me up, or he not cross, but he mixes me up. Another couple of low attacks, and yeah, that's about it. So he had that loop, and he used to do that. I mean, he did that over and over again throughout his tournament, and that's just one thing I struggled with, and I think I need to definitely learn how to defend against it. And I think in general, playing against Dottie highlights how weak my defense is. Hime is generally not the greatest character when it comes to defense, because she has very low HP. And yeah, she just struggles with her defense a lot, and more than other characters. Like she's like a glass cannon. Um, and so yeah, that combine that with the fact that me personally, I'm not a very patient fighting game player. In the sense that I don't like to just it. Melty Blood is different from the other fighters I've played, like Smash Bros. Ultimate and Third Strike, where the combos are really long in this game, and so in this game, you actually just have to respect your opponent's pressure. Like if they're pressuring you, you can mash buttons, because you'll drop your block, and if you drop your block for a second, they can their combo will hit you, and so yeah, I think that just this whole kind of experience just outlined how I need to definitely work on my defense. But you'll see mid game that I try adapting and to his kind of combo, and try to kind of work around it and defend against it, I guess you could say. So I was blocking there, but you can see one of my issues right here as well. So I'm gonna try not to stop on everything, otherwise the video is gonna be way too long. If you can't tell, I haven't scripted this video. This is a freestyle video. So yeah, I apologize if I start waffling. But yeah, it right here I wanted to show you guys. So I have the block. I block the high attack, then I switch to low. So I think that's good. And once there's a gap, like here, right here, there's a gap. And I don't know, like now that I pause on this random frame, I'm looking at it. I could do I could do a DP. I could try dashing out. But instead, I go for a 2C. Now 2C is a good move, and I do catch him. You can see it says counter on the screen, so that means I have hit him. But in general, 2C is such a slow move. And so I'm just kind of lucky that it has a broken hitbox. But you'll see throughout this tournament that I kind of spam 2C a bit too much, and I need to like work on using other moves. But yeah, so we trade off this encounter. I jump, and I hit him with a jumping A. And then I hit that 4 jumping B, but it doesn't land. And I still managed to get some stuff from the corner, but it's not enough. And he mixes me up with the grab, and that is the end of round 1. I'm not gonna lie, round 2 is not much more different, so I'm not gonna stop on every frame. But yeah, I hit the 2C, random jump, which was definitely not intentional. And I'm trying to keep a good distance and use my 2Cs. Oh, okay. This is actually a good moment. Okay. Yeah, this was one thing that I wanted to talk about. So from here, I'm trying to keep a good distance and work with Hime's strength, which is playing at a distance because her geysers and her 2Cs just have such incredible range. Not just her 2C, but a lot of her normals have a lot of good range. So I was trying to play to that strength. As you can see, I'm kind of hitting from a distance. But that was a really good, like he jumped and air dash. So that was really good of him. And right here, you can see what I was talking about earlier, which was that kind of mid-game adapting. So this is the second round. I knew he was, after this special, he uses the disc. So after this, I know just from the first round that he's going to use the disc. And so mid-game, instead of blocking, I decide to try and use the shield button. And as you can see, it worked. It worked. And so that was one thing I was really impressed with by myself. Or I was impressed about myself. Which was the fact that I just tried to do shield. I tried to like change it up, and it actually worked. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't really capitalize off of it, unfortunately. I think I went for a 2C, and I think that's why I didn't get the pressure. Yeah, I'm not sure if I went for a 2A, which was a faster attack, or if I went for a 2C. But I think his attacks were just faster than mine in general. And bro, alright, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I went from shielding one disc to shielding the very next disc as well. And the fact that they both worked is I'm pretty happy with. Um, and then just try to block that one. But yeah, his pressure was insane. As you can see, he kept up the pressure throughout the interactions. And yeah, that was game one. Also, yeah, by the way, you might have noticed, but the game tags are wrong. So that's actually my bad, because I was focused on the match. I forgot to change it. But yeah, so that was the end of round one. So I took a little deep breath, and or that was the end of game one. Sorry. And for game two, this was another kind of thing that in hindsight I'm quite impressed with. I realized that okay, this is a best of three. So if I lose this next match, I'm out. I'm sent to losers. And so I knew I had to play different because what I was doing then wasn't working. Like there was some glimpses, like there was some times where I hit some geysers and I hit some, you know, 2Cs and whatever, but overall it wasn't working. He definitely was much more aggressive, and yeah, it was just obvious that he won those rounds. And so going into the second game, I made the active decision to be a lot more aggressive. And so you'll see in the second game, I'm just super aggressive. And I think it highlights another problem, which was in the first game I struggled to get in. In the second game, I got in because I was super aggressive. But my combo game was so weak, because up until this point, I hadn't actually studied or practiced any combos. And so that was another thing that I severely lacked, which was I struggled to get in. And even if I managed to get in, I couldn't do any combos. And so that's another thing that I still have to work on. I have been working on it, but yeah. So as you can see, straight away, I'm just running in his face. He jumped, so I couldn't get the grab, but hit him with the 2C. Again, hitting him with a bunch of low attacks. Trying to combo it with Geyser, but I keep missing. Get the EX special. But like, if you look at the health, he's already after like 20 seconds. Compare our healths, and just compare what I've done. Like this whole match, I was really aggressive, and I was the one kind of in charge. But the problem was, even when I got attacks, in this game, every single character, well, pretty much every single character, they have long combos that do like, if you like practice them, you can do like 4K damage. But as you can see, I'm just doing very small 5-hit combos that are just doing 1K damage, 1.5K damage. And so that's kind of where my problem lies, is that even if I'm getting the chance to do combos, I'm just not doing them, or they're just not long enough. And so that just makes it way harder to win if you're not dealing damage, essentially. But yeah, I'll try to keep him in the corner, and then you can see he gets out. I catch him though, and then that DP was my downfall, because after that, he well, I think he wins this one. Oh, I could be wrong. Yeah. He manages to get his pressure, and the second he does, like the entire game shifts in his favor, and he wins. And so that was the end of round one. So I was pretty annoyed because I did work hard, and as you can see, his health was really low. But the second I did that DP, and he was able to start pressuring me, he really pressured me. Whereas for me, when I got one hit off, I didn't really convert it into a long combo, and so that's my second big problem. I need to work on my defense, but I also need to work on my offense. But yeah, I knew that being aggressive was working a bit more, so I was trying to do that in the second match as well. Backdash out the corner, which was nice. Again, trying to also play to my strengths, so just constantly using those 2Cs and these geysers. Fortunately, that air combo did not work. That EX special, unfortunately, just missed as well. And I believe, yeah, his pressure game was just insane. And like you can see, like from this short clip, that he's able to spam and loop these moves over again. So that's number 2. As this is number 3, and that was going to be number 4. And I try my best to, like, even though I'm on 1 HP, I try my best to not give up and keep going. But EXDP manages to catch me, and that was the end. That was the end of my first match. So I think, yeah, the main takeaway from that first match and kind of main points in general from this tournament were I'm happy with the mid game kind of adapting mid game. Specifically, like the way I changed my my defense from just blocking to actually using the shield and hitting that twice. That was really cool. But also going from just playing like normally to trying to play really aggressive. I think that kind of strategic decision mid match was pretty cool. So I'm happy with those. But I definitely need to work on my defense because I felt like when I was being pressured, I kept hitting buttons instead of like just waiting for the right moment. And then the second thing I need to work on was my offense. Like, there were times in that second game where I actually had a chance to do combos, but I just didn't do them because I didn't know them. And so even if you know them, you just need to practice them as well. So yeah, so those are like my main takeaways from the first match. But yeah, now let's go ahead and get into my match against Burb. Alright, so I just checked, and my match against Burb is a 12-minute match, so I'm probably not gonna show the whole thing. But if you want to watch it, I'll link the channel in the description, and you can find the video from there. But yeah, I'm gonna record my reaction to the whole thing, but I'll probably just cut up the parts that are interesting. But yeah, this match against Burb, it was a best of 5, so you had to win 3 games, and so it actually ended up going to game 5, and I pulled off a reverse 3-0, so I lost the first 2 matches, or I lost the first 2 games, but then I won the next 3, and so I ended up winning the match. Burb was really interesting because I had never heard of him before, and I had never seen him play until this tournament, but because I was commentating, I was watching his games, and he was really good. He was, like, I knew Dottie was good, I knew I was decent, but I never heard of Burb. But from seeing his gameplay, I was like, damn, this guy is like outside me and Dottie, he could win this tournament. Like, he could actually win the tournament. And so yeah, he was definitely really good. And one thing is he had his combo on lock. Like, he has his one combo, and he's like really good at doing it, and it does like 4k damage, so it's a pretty good combo. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the match now. So yeah, going into this match, I knew I was a loser, so I didn't want to lose because I didn't want to be out the tournament already. But I had just lost against Dottie, so that was not the best feeling. I'd also just seen Burb win against Wandering Cat, which was an amazing match. You should watch that match as well. Like, I wasn't even a part of it, but that was a sick match. So yeah, but yeah, I knew Burb was good. So going into this match, I don't know. I wasn't as positive as I could have been, but at the same time, I wasn't like feeling super down or anything. So overall, I think I was pretty neutral. That's the kind of combo that I need to practice. This random 20 hit combo that does 4k damage. Like, that's what I need. Like, as you can see, he just crosses me up straight away. Like, he dodged my geyser. And then he crosses me up. And I'm going for a 2C here, so that's why this move is super slow. And he's able to get a super good, super long combo. And yeah, that's something I need to learn. All right, so I want to go ahead and kind of look at this. So this is the start of the second round of the first game. As you can see right here from the get-go, me and him we're both trying to grab each other basically. That's why we're running right at each other. But he got the grab first, and then again he hit his really nice combo, which for some reason did less damage, but I don't know, he might have messed up slightly. So he did his combo, and if you look at my health, half of it's gone, right? And he's still full. But now I land this hit, which is like a falling, jumping C. And so now it's my turn to do a combo, right? Now I have the advantage. And so I hit him with the low 2B, 2C, geyser, A, B, C, but I didn't extend it. I did get this nice grab, and I did take a good chunk of his health. So if I move my camera real quick, as you can see, it's not as much as mine, or it's not as low as mine, but it's still pretty low. But if you look at just the raw damage, as you can see, I only did 2.8k from my combo, whereas as you guys remember, he did like 3.8k or 4. And so yeah, that's another example of how I definitely 100% need to learn longer combos. And I not only that, but I need to learn, because Hime can convert a lot of her hits into combos, but I just need to learn them and get better at them. But I do like this, so this is something I managed to do a lot of times. Not even this match, I think mainly in this match, because against Dottie I kept getting slapped up. But I do this thing where just as they land, I grab them. And I don't know, it's kind of fun, and it's cool. So I like that grab. Again, I'm trying to reset the pressure. I think this is called Oki. When you hit opponent that's down. And again, I hit another nice kind of 12 hit combo, but it's definitely not enough damage. But I managed to win the round though. Alright, so I found this really random thing that I wanted to show you guys. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of meter, but I'm really low in health. So one thing I just decided to do, I don't know why, was use an EX special. And this is a quarter circle forward. And this is like my EX geyser. But he blocks it. He's in the air. And my idea was, while he was in the air, I was like, alright, he's not going to block. And I think even if he does this move that I just did now, I'm pretty sure it's air unblockable. At least the regular geyser is definitely air unblockable, so I think the EX should be. But yeah, I just wanted to get damage off, to be honest with you. And so he was in the air and I decided to input it. But I end up doing an EX pillar, which is basically the air version of EX geyser. Like if you jump in the air and then do quarter circle forward, instead of a geyser, you'll get a pillar. And yeah, and this is actually like a real thing. And so what I just did there in terms of inputs was I jumped, and then I don't know the exact kind of order of the inputs, but basically what you're doing is you're doing an air special, but just as you leave the ground. And so as you can see, it catches him off guard, because I wasn't high off the ground. I was on the ground, and then I just got like one millimeter away from the ground, and I did my air special. But basically, I need to practice that more. That's the kind of the takeaway. I don't know what that technique is called. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. But I need to practice being able to do air specials from the ground. So like just quickly jumping and then doing an air special. Because if I can do that, that would just be a game changer. It's not like it's not a core aspect of the game, but it is something that you can utilize, and when it works really well. Alright, so this is the start of the second game. and I wanted to look at my I kind of thought this was interesting. But this is another example of stuff I did kind of good. So as you can see in this small segment, my offense is pretty good. And so, you know, I land a 2C, 2C again, geyser into a small air combo, grab, kind of hit him with some low attacks, then into the geyser, into another air combo, into a geyser. And so that whole sequence kind of, it doesn't do it very well, but it kind of demonstrates how Hime can convert a lot of her hits into combos. But another issue is just like, yes, I need to make sure I'm stretching out my combos as much as I can and kind of get the absolute most damage from them, because as you can see, he's nearly dead, but I end up losing this round because his pressure is really good and he's not dropping his combos. Yeah, so yeah, I just need to I need to get longer combos. Alright, so I just finished watching the entire Burb game, and I think I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to watch it for yourself. Yeah, again, I ended up winning, but after looking at it, the only other takeaway I kind of came to was that my gameplay was really repetitive. Like, all I did was I started from, 2A, 2B, 2C, geyser, short air combo, and that was it. That's really all I did. I didn't really mix it up in any way. And so that might be a weakness in my game. I might need to work on other kind of combo starters, because every single time we were in neutral, the only move I did was 2C, 2C, 2C. And so yeah, I definitely need to go ahead and look at my character and just see which other moves I can use in neutral, instead of only relying on kind of one game plan and one like in terms of a flow chart. I just did one route instead of, there's probably like a ton of routes that I haven't looked at. But yeah, so that was my game with Burb. And now we're gonna move on to the final game, which was the rematch against Dottie. Alright, so this is the last game against, or in the tournament, against Dottie. I did cut the analysis of my match with Burb short, because otherwise this video would be way too long. But we're gonna spend a bit more time on this match because it was a bit shorter, because it was only 3 games, because he won all 3 of them. But as you can see, the mind games are already starting right from the get-go. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but like, this is me like low-key trolling, but low-key trying to get into his head. Which, I don't know, it's kind of stupid, but like, yeah, I was just like, on the character select screen, instead of just going straight to my character, I was just hovering over a bunch of different characters and going crazy. I just wanted to confuse him. I just wanted to be like, I wanted him to be like, what is this guy doing? But yeah. So I don't, and look, I didn't even choose my character. I went back out, went back in, then chose my character. And yeah. So going to this game, I was pretty hyped because I got the reverse 3-0 against Burb. And I think it was weird because to be honest with you, I kind of completely forgot that I played Dottie earlier in the tournament. But my muscle memory was, or like my subconscious kind of remembered, and you'll see that. I try to highlight it. So we've kind of already covered Dottie's strings, or the strings that he used in this match, which was, he sets up this ring and then he does it again. And so I was trying my hardest to adapt. And you can kind of see it here. And so the first few rings I get caught out. And like right here, I noticed this in game, which was, I blocked high. He's now crossed me up. I block high again, but he hits me with a low attack straight after. But because I was blocking high, it doesn't work. So I'm like, okay. And then there, I just missed the block. But here, we're in the same situation that we were 5 seconds ago. So he's hit me with a ring. I'm blocking high. He's crossed me up. I block high. And I know the next attack is going to be a low. And so I block low. So this was all intentional. And that's why I said right at the beginning of this video that this taught me that I have some kind of pro fighting game player in me. Like, I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near to a pro. But I was really impressed by, like, the fact that I was actually adapting mid-game. So, yeah, I think this is just a good sign. I don't wanna like blow this out of proportion and say like this was like the greatest moment in fighting game history. It definitely wasn't. Like most fighting game players can do this, but I didn't know I could personally do it. So I'm pretty happy to see that. But yeah, I was trying to adapt mid game. To be honest with you, I completely forgot that I shielded it in the first match. I think that was even better. Because I think you can act straight out of shield. I think you get like a frame advantage. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so I was pretty happy to see that. And I wanted to highlight that. But yeah, I still wasn't able to deal with it. Even after blocking it, I wasn't able to kind of convert that to anything. And I'm trying to pressure him in the corner. But as you can see, I think that's another thing. Hime's attacks, they're quite big. They're quite slow. And as you can see, each of these attacks are pushing me quite a bit away from my opponent. And so I only hit 3 attacks and my corner pressure is done. So I think in general, Hime doesn't have the best corner pressure. I don't know. But what I do know for certain is I need to go ahead and research and learn their corner pressure, because right now, what I'm doing right now, the basic stuff, is not working. Because a 3-hit corner pressure, which can just be like ignored, is crazy. So I need to definitely work on that. But as you can see that I'm adapting, because now what I'm doing is I'm blocking the entire shield. And I mean, in this case, I just walked away, which ended up working. But yeah, I was adapting. I was trying to adapt. I was trying to get through this barrier, this wall, which is this stupid loop. But and there again, you can see I perfectly blocked all of it. So I'm blocking high, block high, switch down, block low. And so again, that was all conscious, and so I'm pretty proud of that. I was pretty proud that I was kind of learning how to deal with it mid game. But I think the first game helped because it was just in the back of my mind. And that was good right here. That was good. So I blocked it. And then I don't know why he crossed me up here from a dash. After he dashed, he crosses me up, but then I was able to hit him with a couple of 2As. But this is again another kind of example of how I get damage, but I'm not doing combos. And so yeah, random jump, but that was a good DP from him, and he takes game 1. Jumping into game 2 is pretty much more the same thing, to be honest with you. I was able to get out of that loop combo by jumping. That was pretty cool. And I mistimed that EX, so it actually didn't do anything. It was just a waste. And as you can see, here is another example where when he did the loop here, I switched up my strategy and I wanted to experiment, and so I blocked low to see if that would work. But I realized that this attack is a high, and so I just get caught up by this. So then when he did the loop again, I was like, alright, fine, I can't do that now, so I'm going to go back to my old strategy, which was block high and switch to blocking low. But the weird thing is that visually it's confusing because he's crossing you up. Like he throws out the hula hoop or whatever you want to call this. And he goes for the cross up. And it's just very visually weird because I don't know which way to block, you know? Anyways, I managed to get some damage. Again, not converting it at all. And what is this DP? Can the devs fix this? What is this, bro? Like, I know this is an analysis video, but that... What is this range, bro? That's actually stupid. But again, I'm getting small hits, but I'm not actually converting them into combos. And so... Ooh, okay. Land that EX. Get the star off. Get the cross up. And I took a round. What the heck, bro? I actually didn't know I took a round. So, okay. That's pretty cool. But again, I would have taken that round way easier had I had good combos. And you can see, like... That's pretty cool. Like, that's another example. Like, it wasn't in his loop. But he's done similar moves in his loop combo where he has that falling air attack. And then he switches to lows. He's done that multiple times throughout this match. And as you can see, I perfectly kind of accounted for that. So I block high. I block the air attack high. And then I know he's going to hit me with lows. And so I block low. So I'm pretty happy with that aspect of it. And I'm also happy that you can see there, I switched, instead of spamming 2C, which has good range but slow, I switched to using 2B, which is still has good range, but it's a bit faster. I get the 2C. Small air combo there. And I put myself into a corner, but EX shoulder gets me out. Or EX elbow. Yeah. Yeah, this is like another example of... I know what I'm doing wrong, but I don't know what's right, if that makes any sense. So, I mentioned earlier how in this game you have to kind of respect pressure. And I feel like I was doing that. I'm blocking. Again, I blocked that whole thing, which is surprising because he switched from high to low again. And there's a gap right here. So... Alright, after this attack, I know there's a gap. And so I tried doing 2B, which is a fast move. Or maybe I can't tell if I was using 2B or 2C. But regardless, that whatever move I tried to use was a bit too slow. And didn't work. Again, he uses some moves. I block them. There's a gap. So I feel like the second there's the second I find the first gap, I try to capitalize off of it. And that was definitely okay. That 100% was a 2B, and which is not a slow move. I mean, it's not a fast move, but it's not a slow move. But it still was too slow to deal with, or to get myself out of the corner basically. So I knew there was a gap, but I'm not capitalizing off of that correctly, and so I need to like kind of research and figure out what I could have done. But yeah, that was a good cross up. I mean a good mix up, hitting me with an overhead. And yeah, he's just mixing me up in the corner now. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame myself. Like, from this point, I'm just getting cooked, and there's like I don't know if there's anything I could do, bro. That's actually crazy. Alright, I can't lie. The first half, or I mean, the first part of this round, I'm just getting bullied in the corner, and I don't know what I could have done about this. This is like I'm. You can see I'm actively trying to switch up which ways I block, whether I block high or low, but it's just not working. And eventually, I just managed to mash out, but I'm already so low health, and the fact that I don't have combos, yeah, there's no way I was getting back from that. And this is like the rare moments where I kind of wish that I was playing a Crescent Moon character, because when you're so low health, you just want to activate heat mode so you can recover that health. So, well, yeah, because I'm full moon, I can't do that. So, it's kind of annoying, but yeah. And then again with that stupid DP, which just keeps ruining my life. Um, but yeah, that was the end of the second game. Last game, I'm not sure if anything interesting happens. We'll see. I think in my head, I was thinking, all right, now is the time for another reverse 3-0. And when I hit him with that, and when I hit him with the EX, and then I ran and grabbed him, I was feeling pretty hyped. I can't lie. And get a bit of pressure in the corner. Somehow managed to put him back in the corner, and then catch him when he was jumping in the air. Catch him with a geyser. I'm feeling myself right now. Again, I would have liked my combos to be longer, but... And then, yeah, the second he gets pressure, it's hard to deal with. I tried something new. I tried to what do you call it, DP. It just didn't work. I managed to grab him. And his DPs are so annoying, dude. Like, he was so low health. And that DP just has some mad hitbox. I need to research that hitbox because it must be the stupidest thing. But yeah, I felt like in that round in particular, I didn't play that bad. I played okay. It's just that his DPs are crazy. But you can see now, you can kind of see the shift where now I've dropped spamming 2C because I know it's too slow. And now instead my poke tool is I'm using 2B. Like there you go. But yeah. No, I missed the block. And yeah, that's it. That was the end of the tournament. So that was it. That was the kind of the matches I played. That was my analysis of the tournament. Overall, the tournament was really fun. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I know this video might have been really repetitive. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 3 a.m. So yeah, my commentary might not make a bunch of sense. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I think my main takeaways. Well, first of all, I think that was pretty cool to see how I played. And I'm definitely gonna take that into consideration moving forward with my practice. Definitely gonna practice longer combos. But I think one thing I'm gonna do as well, like I've spoken about combos, spoken about defense, I've spoken about learning new moves and stuff like that. But the one thing I haven't talked about is just learning Hime or how to play Hime in general. Because Hime is an interesting character where she has these big hitboxes, but she's slow, but she has this interesting flight mechanic, but she has low health. So she's a very weird character. And so I definitely need to just read up about her and her general game plan and kind of just understand how to play her more, because I think right now I'm playing her very suboptimally. I think she's weird in the sense that as a straight beginner, she's very OP because her hitboxes are crazy and her specials are crazy. But when you get to this higher level where I'm finding people like Dottie where the second they get an opening, they're capitalizing on it. And same thing with Burp. Like the second he got an opening, he was capitalizing on it. When you get to this level, you can't rely on these like really short 3-hit, 5-hit combos. And so you need to learn these longer combos. And yeah, so that's the one thing I need to go ahead and is just to understand how to play Hime properly. And not only in terms of the offensive, but also the defensive as well. Because I heard she has a good shield counter. And I don't even know how to do that. So I need to go ahead and learn how to do that as well. But yeah. So overall, yeah, that's been my analysis of my gameplay. And in the next video, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll probably finish off that system and mechanics page that we covered in last episode. And then from there, we'll go on and just really focus on learning Hime. Yeah, learning Full Moon Hime and trying to get really good with her. But yeah, that's been it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out and see you in the next video.